All right, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight it is Adam, Chris, and Keith.
Thanks for getting my name.
I got your name right there. Didn't mess it up. I'm still going, so I might mess something up here. But like it's damn it! Why'd you do that? Damn it!
Got him.
We're gonna jump into some MLB free agency since the Rangers won the World Series last week.
Yeah.
Last week. It's never too early to jump into some baseball, but before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free to you. It really helps us out. And also make sure you drop some comments and some likes on the videos. The comments, Chris is going to get back to you. And all the likes help the videos get out there for more people to see, makes it more popular. So like I said, we're going to jump into MLB free agency. We're going to go through maybe the top 10, 15 free agents, or some of the ones that we think are the most notable. The most notable free agents. Just kind of say where we think they're going to land, who would benefit from grabbing them, and just see where things go. Obviously, coming into the season, the biggest name out there right now is Shohei Otani. Is the big free agent out there? I'm really surprised that the Angels did not trade him at the end of the season, at the end of the trade deadline last year to get something for him. They're just going to basically let this man walk.
Well, there's a chance they still resign.
They're not resigning him. They're not resigning him.
Yeah. I think they would have to pay out way too much money again.
Well, I don't think he's going to go back because he wants to win, and he's not going to win in L.A. Yeah. And L.A. has proven that because they've handcuffed Trout. Now, granted, he did sign that $400 million contract to put him there for 13 years. That was his own damn fault.
And I don't know that Trout cares about winning that much, though. Not to challenge his competitiveness. I think the guy competes on a daily level. He's got an internal motor, but I don't feel like Trout feels like he's chasing rings. Yeah, if that makes sense. So I'm with you guys. I'm with you. I don't think the Angels re-sign Shohei.
Angels don't re-sign him.
I think the team that makes the most sense in my mind, unfortunately, is the Mets. Right? They moved on from Max Scherzer. They moved on from Justin Verlander. We'll see what they do with DeGrom. But
DeGrom's gone.
Yeah, DeGrom's gone. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
He's gone too.
He's already gone.
So I think the problem is you saw the Mets really move all this capital to open up an opportunity to go get Shohei Otani.
I personally think he goes to San Francisco. I think San Francisco opens up. Since they didn't get Judge, I think they go pay the money to Shohei. Yep. The problem with Shohei is he cannot pitch next year.
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense for him to go to a team that needs pitching right now. The Mets need pitching right now.
Yeah. That's true too. I think I understand that. I think for Shohei it's probably a long-term play too, right? Like he looks around him and says, okay, what is the best opportunity not to win right now, but to win 2 to 3 years down the road? Because I don't think Shohei is going to settle for a 3 to 4 year deal. I think he's getting a 10-year deal. He's getting it close to $300.
No, it's going to be 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's probably going to be 500. I mean, it's probably going to be close to $50 million a year because
it's going to be 5 or 6.
Without this season, obviously, without him pitching, the rest of the season's moving forward. You're thinking I'm paying him basically $25 million to be an elite hitter and $25 million to be an elite pitcher.
Yeah.
So, and that's the way if I was Shohei, I'd approach it too.
Yeah.
So he wanted 60. He probably doesn't get 60. He probably gets 50 a year. It's probably a 10-year deal.
Anywhere between 50 and 52.
Yeah,
52 probably the max.
Yeah, puts him at 39 years old when the contract ends. Makes a lot of sense. So
yeah.
Like I said earlier, I think I could see the Cubs going out and making a splash for him.
Yeah.
And I think if you're looking at a down the road who can help me win sooner than later, I think the Cubs make the most sense there. Outside of the big name, without it being the Dodgers here.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers, the Mets, the Giants have all been linked. I'm with you. I think there's a sneaky team in there that we're not talking about right now that actually gets him, and it could be the Cubs. It could be the Red Sox. Honestly,
it could be the Red Sox.
I think that's a team that makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, I mean the Red Sox could be a potential. They have the capital.
Yeah.
I mean obviously.
And that's a very left-handed friendly.
That's a very left-handed friendly ballpark. So yeah. Next on the list, we have Blake Snell coming off a pretty good year in San Diego.
I mean, you were a Cy Young finalist, so yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, a good year based off of his last 2 years, because when he went to San Diego from Tampa, god awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely garbage.
Pitch good, or pitch dominant in Tampa. I agree. First year in Padres,
garbage.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Last year improved. This year had a really, really strong outing.
Well, there was a nice little read up on him. He was 1-6 with a 5+ ERA in his first 9 starts this year, but then turned it around from that point and went 13-3 with a sub-2 ERA. So he had like a tale of two different seasons almost for him this year. I think Blake Snell is the best left-handed pitcher on the market right now. We talked a lot about them in our way too early predictions just a second ago. I think the Dodgers make a lot of sense here for Blake Snell. I think the Padres are blowing it up, and I think the Dodgers, or we've talked a lot about Arizona too, not staying in the same division too much here, but I think Blake Snell makes a lot of sense for Arizona as well.
I like him to go to St. Louis personally.
Yeah,
I like St. Louis.
They need it bad.
Yeah, I think St. Louis is a good landing spot for him. A veteran guy. They're losing Wainwright. They traded away Monty. They're kind of in a rebuild year. They kept Goldie. They kept Arenado.
But didn't they also let Jack Flaherty?
They did.
They traded Jack Flaherty to go to Baltimore. But he's not been what he was.
But I think what you just mentioned earlier for Shohei, the team that needs pitching now is the Mets. So why not go out and get you a big name pitcher here in Blake Snell?
Because the pitchers that go to the Mets go to die. I think they realize that.
That's a lot of money too. I think Blake Snell will probably garner close to $20 million, if not even higher, for himself.
But I mean, if you're willing to pay it for Otani at 50, why aren't you willing to pay 20 for Blake Snell?
Well, yeah,
that's
$70 million. That's a lot of money.
But the problem with the Mets right now too is they're still paying contracts for DeGrom, Scherzer, and Verlander.
Deferred money.
They're still paying those contracts. So until they get those contracts
off,
and Bobby Bonilla for another like 5 years, no, 10 years. But anyway, until they get those three pitchers off their books, I don't see them making another big splash for a big pitcher anytime soon.
Yeah.
Just because they've got so much in deferred comp going to those guys, it's just gonna be hard.
Yeah. The number one hitter on the free agency market, Cody Bellinger, obviously bad couple of seasons with the Dodgers to finish out his run there, but then goes to the Cubs this year.
Really solid year.
Wonderful year at the Cubs, yeah. Batting above 300, 26 homers, 97 RBIs. So 28 years old, first base, outfield.
I think he re-signs at the Cubs.
I think the Cubs got to throw some money in.
Yeah. I think he'll re-sign.
If the Cubs want to stay at the top, they need to go try to re-sign him.
Yep.
No. I like the number 2 team on the projected list is the Giants. We talked a little bit about Shohei going to the Giants. I think for the Giants that makes a lot of sense if they can afford it to get both Shohei and Cody. The Giants need a star hitter. You look at their lineup and they just don't have one. And so if they're going to really try
two really good bats and two really good left-handed bats too with that.
Yeah. So they needed to compete. I think for me this is just a sleeky pay. Just we'll see how the money rolls and if it's affordable for them. But I said it in our way too early. The Texas Rangers need to get better at first base and center field. This is the guy that gives them both, right? And so this makes a lot of sense if they can afford it to give themselves a chance.
It also depends on what they do with Monty, I think too. Depends on if they can go out and which he might show up on our list here in a minute. But
he is.
So Monty's one of those pieces there. But I actually think for Cody Bellinger, I think it's either going to be the Cubs or the Yankees. I think the Yankees can go out and get him, try to put him in center field because they desperately need a center fielder as well.
Yeah, that is very true.
They desperately need a center fielder,
and
he fits the mold for the Yankees.
The Yankees, they're going to spend some.
No, they're going to throw money out to whoever they damn well please.
Speaking of another pitcher, Aaron Nola, 31, really had a couple of good seasons, not great seasons. This past year, probably I'd say pretty disappointing for him.
Horrible year for us.
Yeah, in his standards. So. A guy that is, again, projected, same thing, Giants, Cardinals, obviously signing back with Philly. I'm the same way here. I think Adam hit the hammer on the nail earlier. We talked about the Dodgers. This makes a lot of sense going to the Dodgers. This would make a lot of sense going to the Diamondbacks. I don't know why. I just kind of have a good feeling about Seattle. Maybe I think they're a team that's still trying to be on the edge of competing.
They do need another pitcher. They need another pitcher,
and of course the Cardinals as well. So
yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals is a good fit for this because if they can go out and get two of these top 20 pitchers or top 20 pitchers, I think they're putting themselves back in a spot to be in contention for that NL Central division.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like the Cardinals for this move. The other move I possibly see is him re-signing with Philly since he has been there his entire career for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see him back in Philly. I'd rather not see him in Philly.
Agreed.
But
as a Braves fan,
I'd rather not see him in Philly. But I also like San Francisco potentially in this for him as well.
Yeah, he makes a lot of sense there. I would say if I'm betting money anywhere, he does re-sign with Philly. I think I'm with you on that. So. Rolling on down just a little bit, the number one closer for sure, Josh Hader. Right now, pretty much San Diego said goodbye. So Philly, Angels, Rangers are all in there. I think for me, Philly would be the favorite. I would love to see him come to Atlanta. I think this move makes a lot of sense for Atlanta.
Atlanta would be able to
spend the money.
And he's a left-handed closer.
And we've had a lot of good left-handed closers in our history.
Yeah,
so.
with the most recent one being Billy Wagner.
Yeah, so I think this one makes a lot of sense for Atlanta. If I want Atlanta to spend money, this is the guy I'd love to see them go get.
Another team that's been thrown around for him a lot has been the Yankees.
Yeah.
The Yankees have been really high on Hader. They wanted him a couple years ago when Milwaukee went to get rid of him.
Yeah, they need him.
But yeah, I mean the Yankees definitely need something to solidify the back end of that bullpen. The Rangers would be a really good place for him to land too, even though they do have 3 closers on that team. Some of them were very susceptible.
Yeah.
They're not I think some of them were closers by committee at a certain point in their rotation or in their tenure. I mean, Will Smith obviously is not going to be your everyday closer. So you go and get a guy like Josh Hader. I think that's going to be a really good piece on the back end of that bullpen.
Like you said, I think the Braves would really benefit from this. You could have a really good, I think, setup guy
With
between
Raciel.
with Iglesias in the 8,
And
but Minter in the 7, Iglesias in the 8,
and
Hader in the
Jimenez,
9.
we gave Jimenez
Yeah,
a lot
I'd
of
say
money, too.
Jimenez in the 7th because
Yeah.
I don't trust AJ Minter.
Yeah, so I went down Jimenez, Iglesias, and then Hader probably.
But if you do go out and get Hader and you have Iglesias, you have a righty and a lefty, so you can play the matchups for those quotes.
And Iglesias can also give you multiple innings. Too.
Iglesias can go multiple innings.
Good thing about it. So huge. I just throwing this out there would be a huge swing one way or the other in the division if Phillies or Braves both signed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Terrible thing for one team, great thing for the other. So Sonny Gray. You and I have been a big fan of Sonny Gray for a long time. He's 34 now. He's had some good seasons.
Is this
He's
the
had
kid
some
out of
okay.
Boston?
No, he's
pitched for a bunch of
He's
players.
pitched for a bunch of teams. He most recently pitched for
Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. So he's actually linked to the Braves. We've been talking a lot about Atlanta adding a 4th or a really good 3rd starter. Sonny Gray makes a lot of sense. Kid pitched at Vandy as well. So I think Braves. I think Cardinals. Obviously, the Twins are in play here. I think the Red Sox. You talked about Boston, but I think the Red Sox would be a quiet play here. The Dodgers, of course, but
So another good thing about Sonny Gray is he has come out and said that it doesn't matter to him what the money is. He wants to go to a good team with a good clubhouse.
yeah.
So you bring him into Atlanta, he's automatically going to be in an improved situation, and he's going to be that third starter.
Well, not only that, but I think if he's looking for a good clubhouse, I think the atmosphere that Atlanta has created would be a good fit. If that's what he's looking for.
I mean, I definitely think Atlanta. I mean, we all want him to come to Atlanta because I think you could get him for two year with a 3rd-year option for maybe 10 to 12 a year.
10 a year, yeah.
So I mean, that's very club friendly. We can go out and get another pitcher that we desperately need.
Yeah.
Like a Jordan Montgomery, maybe pay Monty a little bit more. Because Jordan Montgomery is the next guy on our list here. Coming off of obviously being traded away from St. Louis to go to Texas, win the World Series in Texas.
Had a really good game 1 for Texas, right? In the World Series, isn't that what he pitched?
He had a not in the World Series,
the
but in the
ALCS.
ALCS, he threw a
Solid start.
But he pitched. I mean, he gave it 3 runs in the World Series in Game 1. Still a good outing. So, yeah, I'm just to wrap up the Sonny Gray thought. I don't think Atlanta buys both. I think they buy one or the other. I would rather see Monty. I think we need a better lefty.
Well, he's also 4 years younger, and you can sign him to a 5 or 6 year deal.
Yeah.
Whereas Sonny Gray, you're more comfortable with a 2 to 3 year deal.
Yeah. The thing I will say about Sonny Gray, guy that almost never gets injured though. I love how available he is.
He's a strikeout guy. He
Yeah.
can strike people out.
So I think Monty, outside of Hader, clearly the best lefty outside of Hader. I think he's quiet
pitcher.
Yeah, and I think he's also quietly probably top 2 on this list for me as far as starting pitchers go. Monty, a guy that's just a proven winner. I mean, he kept
6'5", 240, got some power behind his fastball, and he's got a great sinker.
I mean,
he had a winning record when he was with the Yankees and had a sub-4 ERA. He had a winning record with the Cardinals, had a sub-3 ERA during his time with the Cardinals, and then here again, a sub-4 ERA and a winner for Texas. I mean, whoever's getting this is getting a really solid number 3 pitcher. So
Yeah.
I think he stays with the Rangers. I think the Cardinals are obviously interested in him.
Like to get him back.
I love the potential fit here with the Cubs. I think we've talked a little bit about the Cubs. If they're wanting to buy and win here, that's probably a good move for them as well.
Because they're most likely going to lose Stroman, so they're going to have somebody come in to pitch to go along with Steele.
Yeah.
So
I see him. I see the Rangers throwing money at him and keeping him around.
I think
to keep that core that they have with Scherzer and him and Eovaldi.
Yeah.
I think ultimately he stays with Texas.
Yeah, I'm with you there. JD Martinez, 36 years old.
He's just a bat.
Dude's just a fantastic bat, veteran DH.
That's what he needs to be.
Yeah,
so
he's just a bat.
Slugged 33 homers last year too. So I don't know where JD goes.
Honestly, I think so. Obviously we know Shohei's going to be gone, so the Angels are a solid play for JD Martinez. I think he goes to the Mets.
I was about to say, I just say he damn well across town. If you're gonna lose Shohei, why not go get JD as your DH?
Yeah, wow, both those make sense. I think a sneaky team here. We've talked a little bit about the Giants. If the Giants want to go get Shohei, can they add JD as a DH as well?
Potentially. I mean,
can JD play right in that kind of shallow park over there?
Well, actually, right's the deep part.
Right center is.
Yeah, right's
the right field wall? I think you just have to trust.
It's like 325, but
yeah. I hate to. This is gonna sound crazy. I think he just signs with the Yankees, man. This sounds like a Yankees move.
It depends on what they do. So if they go out
Boston
and get
don't want to bet.
Yeah.
But actually, he probably played
well
in Boston. Yeah. I mean, he put up some ungodly numbers in Boston.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love JD Martinez. I do think he's getting a little older and probably have a downslope. If we didn't have Marcell Ozuna to a stupid contract, I'd say sign JD.
But the Marcell Ozuna contract is not that dumb of a contract. You're not paying him over $20 million. I mean, yeah, you're paying him 16, but like I said before this video started, if he comes out and hits 270 again, hits 40 bombs, I'll take that all day.
Until he gets to the playoffs and goes 1 for 19 and strikes out.
Well, are you going to say this? Are you going to say the same thing for the rest of the team, like Olsen, Acuna, Ozzy?
Yeah.
I mean, they all did it. You can't just put that blame on Ozuna.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to defend the guy, but if he's going to hit 270 and 40 bombs, I'm going to take that all day for $16 million.
Not only that, but you started out batting a .06.
Yeah. You started out until May batting under 100, and then you turn around and end up hitting 270 and hitting 40 bombs and 100 RBIs.
Yeah.
He figured something out. He got in the cage and figured some stuff out.
Yeah.
You start taking the roids.
We won a World Series without that guy. I can go without him again. So.
He had Ozuna on that team.
Yeah, but he didn't play.
He's still on the team.
Okay. So was Acuna.
We had Soler for that one.
Yeah. Matt Chapman, probably one of our final ones here. Matt Chapman, third baseman, 31 years old. Obviously, bounced around a little bit. I still like Matt Chapman. I think he has not performed very well in Toronto. So I know they're listed on here. I don't really foresee Toronto going to get them.
I don't think they re-sign him.
The Yankees make a lot of sense.
The Dodgers make a lot of sense.
The Dodgers make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think the Dodgers to shore up that third base. I think that they throw some good money at it.
And to give them a power right-handed bat too.
It's going to depend on how much money he wants, because I think the Dodgers they can go out and get Justin Turner on the cheap to come back and play third base for at least another year.
Yeah.
So it depends on how much money Matt Chapman's wanting to.
But I mean, you're putting off the inevitable again though.
It's the Dodgers. That's what they always do.
Yeah.
The Dodgers don't think long term. They only did that with Mookie, and when they signed Freddie and Freddie was only a 6-year deal with the 6-year being an option.
Yeah.
So
I do think that there's a quiet team for me that if they're gonna actually try and compete, needs to add a bat like a Matt Chapman at a price that you can get a Matt Chapman, and that's Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa needs somebody to
I think
third.
Tampa makes a lot of sense for them as well. So Jorge Soler, we'll double down on that. I think we're all hoping he goes to the Braves. So Cubs obviously an option here. Orioles an option here. Marlins could re-sign him for sure, but
Marlins are going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
I think since he opted out, he's like, I'm not coming back. Unless he opted out because he did hit 30 home runs and he wants more money.
Yeah.
But he's still a 240 guy. He's not going to hit more than maybe 250.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think he's worth over $13 million.
Well, yeah, I mean, he opted out of a $9 million contract. I guess he's trying to get himself a
10, 11, 12 in that range.
Yeah.
Be a Saquon Barkley. I'm gonna leave. Okay, you can pay me $500,000 more. I'll come back.
Yeah. I think this is a guy the Yankees would go after. He has that boomer bust
Style.
power.
I think he's more likely to go to the Orioles than he is the Yankees.
Yeah, I think the Orioles could use
The
a
Orioles
power
would
bat like
love him,
but-
especially since Mountcastle is getting older.
Yeah.
To have him play in the left field or be your DH depending on matchups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I were the Orioles, I'd buy. But I'd buy pitching. I don't know what I'd buy him. So, speaking of pitching, this is the guy that I think Atlanta probably ends up with because that's just the most Atlanta move. But Erod, 31 years old, not a great season last year.
No, he had a good season last year.
Sorry, he
until
did
he
have
got
a good season last
Until he
year.
got hurt.
The year before was a bad year for him. Right now they got Orioles, Reds, Tigers on here.
Because he's in Detroit right now.
Yeah, re-signing with the Tigers. Orioles certainly need to be in play here. I mean, the
Absolutely.
Orioles need to get pitching. This is a guy that makes a
Another
good
solid
fit for a
lefty.
number 2, 3 in their lineup. There.
Another solid lefty, big strikeout guy.
Yeah.
When he's on.
Yeah.
When he was in Boston, he was a great pitcher in Boston.
Yeah, for me, watch him go to the Dodgers and have a phenomenal year for the Dodgers. Would make
Just
a
how it
lot of
goes.
sense. But
It's just how it goes, man.
Same thing for the Giants there. But I think we'll do
Loris Gurriel because he wasn't. Loris Gurriel is leaving.
Yeah, we'll do Loris Gurriel because I think
So,
he
I mean,
makes a lot of sense. That would be
He's
our
right
last
along
one.
Erod.
So, Braves obviously linked to him. D-backs re-signing with them makes a lot of sense. Yankees could use the bat.
Had a great year last year on his 1-year contract with them.
Yeah, I think the Giants make a lot of sense to this too.
Giants do make a lot of sense.
Would love him in left field for the Braves if I was the guy. So get him and Hader, I'd feel fantastic.
I think they could go starter over Hader.
Probably.
To be honest, because you need a starter right now.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I think. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad with Loris Gurriel. He signed him to like a 3-year deal. See what he can do. If he can hit 300 again, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Any last thoughts?
I'm good. on
All right.
agencies.
So hit us in the comments. Let us know where you think some of these free agents are going. As always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.